think we're going live soon. Yeah, we're live. It says we're live on the screen, and we're live. And hey, good morning. It is Monday. It is 6:50. My Monday has already started.
I just got a letter.
You got a letter?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Eddie just got a letter. Showing when you ring the bell and you subscribe.
I rang the bell.
He rang the bell and he gets notice when we go live. So this is the 5am Mester Scrum Show. So good morning. I hope you're doing okay, or afternoon if you're on the other side of the world. I know we're 16 hours different than like New Zealand and all that. We were talking about that yesterday. And here we talk about Agile Scrum in a tactical and practical way, so that you can get home to your family and friends, leave the cave when you're in isolation. Pre-isolation was to get home to your family and friends, have some fun, bring more value to your customer, and build a workplace that balances work and life, and you have some fun when you do it. And some people say there's no balance between work and life, and everything work. It's what you enjoy and stuff like that, right? And today it is 6:51, and I spent the last 45 minutes getting Windows to get operational and running. I turned it on my computer and hey, new Windows. 45 minutes later, hey, we're still trying to get the Windows up, but it is what it is. It's when you use this, people make this code and build products that take a while to get going when they do an update, which made me think about a topic. So 2 topics today. When we usually talk about 2 topics, make it within 15 minutes, which is the time it takes to do a daily scrum. So people can learn that it really doesn't take much to finish a daily scrum, and you can say a lot in 15 minutes, and you don't really need that much time. Which reminds me of what I want to talk about tomorrow. And what I want to say, I'm just writing a note in my thing for tomorrow because it was a topic I wanted to have, and I thought I wrote it. I gotta look at my phone because I've been reading a new book and I have that in there. So we usually cover 2 topics, and the 2 topics today. What do you do when you have a team that's they say they want to skip retro and do retrospectives every other week? We'll talk about that a little bit, and that does happen. It was like, what do you mean skip retro? Well, we'll talk about that. And then I saw a video of the mom interview, and I have a job posting I want to describe to you and see what makes you think. And then I'll ask you questions. Why wouldn't you want to try Agile? Okay, so what do you do when, and it's so cold. What do you do when you have a team that says they want to skip retro and they want to do something else? I've actually had Scrum Masters, and I got to fix it, right? I got to get in there and help them fix what are they doing to say, let's skip retro. Do we need to do retrospective every sprint? I had one the other day, and it's just like, really? Sometimes I wonder where people get their certifications. But okay, you said you want to skip retrospective. Why? You got to start asking questions, right? Why is your team skipping retrospective? Doing what we do is not the easiest job in the world. A lot of people don't want to confront that. But when you're a Scrum Master and Agile coach, that's your job. Your job is to ask questions. Your job is to challenge the norms. Your job is to make sure the flow and everybody's growing. And it's hard to do that. It's like if you play professional sports, nobody wants to go to practice every day. Would you want to get beat up or work hard or hit the bike? I got to hit the bike a little bit. Exercise. Nobody wants to do that. It's tough work. Nobody wants to do this stuff either. No one wants to keep growing. It's tough, and that's the job of the Scrum Master, is to challenge. There's 655. The thing. Now, is your retrospective a big smiley face? Oh, everything's so pretty. Maybe that's why They don't want to do retrospective anymore. They don't see any value in retrospective, right? They don't see why we do this meeting. We never get anything out of it. Well, maybe you got to start figuring out what are you designing your retrospective? Why isn't your team getting anything out of retrospective? What is it in for them? We talked about that a long time ago, many episodes, because this is like 294th episode. So many episodes ago, we talked about what's in it for them. The people don't want to do things because they don't see the value coming out of it. And your job as an Agile coach and Scrum Master or a team, and part of a team, there's no individual and how, or like we talked about yesterday, being agile. Is that an individual being agile? No, it's a team, right? So members of the team need to say, okay, we're not getting this out of the retrospective. So let's quit doing it, right? That's what you get. Let's quit doing it because we're not getting anything out of it. So it doesn't make any sense. So let's just not do it. No, that doesn't make sense. That is a terrible way of going about it. Question is, you got to dig deeper and you got to ask yourself, why aren't we getting what we want out of the retrospective, right? That's what you got to ask yourself. And you got to change it up. Are we not achieving things? What are we looking for out of a retrospective? What do we want to get out of it besides a nice little smiley face who says you did a real good job? Or if I had the trophy, you know, everyone gets a trophy. We did such a great job. Yeah, we did. Was that what you expected? That doesn't last very long. It doesn't really. So I know I'm kind of going superficial on this, but you got to dig in there and you got to find out. Okay, best way of wanting to do a retrospective or hold any meeting is have results out of the meeting. When you start having results, the more they're going to want to do it. So you got to design your retrospective and having some results and doing some action and actually doing some things. That's why when I worked for the government, everything would come back every 7 years because they realized no one ever did anything to fix the problem. So it would come back every 7 years. It was like a 7 year, it's like locusts. Anyway, I learned that when I worked for the Navy Department for 12 years or 11 years. As I started fixing things, I realized 7 years earlier they were trying to fix the same thing. They never fixed it in the first place. So that's one of the things you think about is like, why are we doing the retrospective, right? What do we need to do? There's noises coming out from the other room, and you need to break through that, and you got to dig in and ask the team. Part of the question is ask the team. So why aren't we getting what we want out of retrospective, right? And you got to go down and ask that question. So just don't let your team say, "Oh, let's just not do retrospective because we don't see anything." So what do you expect out of a retrospective? Ask them the questions. What are you guys expecting out of retrospective? What do you want to get out of here? Well, what's the purpose behind the retrospective? Part of the purpose behind the retrospective is to get better at what we do. Some people might say it's a bitch session, right? They'll say, "Hey, it's a bitch session. Let's complain about everybody else." You got to invert it into the group. What is the group doing to fix that retrospective? And I think I'll talk about that later. So we'll go off of that topic. So let's just think about it. So when you're thinking about this thing, feel free to send me messages, ask me questions about that. Text me what you think. And it is a Monday. The other one I want to talk about, mom interview. There was a neat little interview. It was kind of long. Again, I'm doing a 15-minute thing. I'm talking about like something that was like 3 or 4 minutes long. But it was like they did this real rough interview, and I had to discuss this job description. And the job description was a horrible job description. Oh my God, is that legal? And it was a thank you to moms for all the hard work they do, which is pretty cool. So let me ask you a question. I come into the business. I'm a consultant. And I go work. You want to do Agile? Really? You want to do Agile? Okay. I can help you work that. Nice. Let me see. Was interview for a position. Any company I've been to, I've been to a few. Okay, so I'm gonna interview. So let me ask you: do you want this? Do you want to work in this company? Cool. Okay. Here's your job description. Well, we want you to write code and work on it and keep writing it. 2 weeks later, we're going to tell you what's wrong with your code and that something broke and somebody else broke your code. But we want you to fix it 2 weeks later. Like we don't want you to know about it now. We're gonna hold it. We're not gonna tell you whether or not your code actually worked. And then 2 weeks later, we want you to find exactly where the code was. And we still want you to keep progressing and producing more code. But we're gonna wait up 2 weeks to a month, and we're gonna come back and tell you that your code broke. Okay, sounds great. And you have to get it done. You have to get it done that day. We give you that bug. We find that bug, and we want you to fix that bug that day. And you have to get it done. And you still have to create your backlog, right? You still have to work on your stuff. Still interested with the job? Great. Let me see. Oh yeah. We're gonna tell you exactly what to do. We're going to tell you how to code it, how to come up with a solution, when you're going to do it, and how much time you have. I'm going to tell you you have 2 hours to fix this problem in the code. You only have 2 hours to fix that problem, and if you don't fix that problem in 2 hours, we're going to go, why didn't you fix it in 2 hours, right? And then if you give us an estimate on a job, we're going to tell you, well, you told us it was going to be like you were going to get it done in a day. Why didn't you make it done in a day? I don't understand. Why didn't you get it done? You should have got it done. Why didn't you get it done? No, you told us 2 hours. Why is it taking more? Why are you wrong? Why are you wrong? Why are you wrong? Right? So that's your job descriptions, right? Now you see where I'm getting at here. This is like the mom thing. And then once a month, once a month. Oh, by the way, besides working 60 hours a week, um, you know, we want you to spend 60 hours a week working here and not going home and staying on time. Oh, and by the way, once a month when we drop code, we want you to stay overnight, kill your weekend, and make sure you fix all the problems everybody else has caused for you, right? So we want you to do that. So because we're jerks, right? We really think that we're going to drop code on weekend. We want you to quit your weekend. And by the way, we're not going to pay you for that, but we want you to be here, destroy your Friday nights, your weekends, and make sure code good. So, okay, you still get good with the job? That's what we want you to do. We're okay. Okay, that's the job. So that's the real job interview with some of these companies that I've seen over the years. And I go, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? If you work in an agile environment, you don't have to do any of that stuff. That's not how an agile environment's set up. So if I go in your company and I go check you out, and everybody doesn't want to do agile. I'm just like, oh, really? You like working late? You like working until 2 o'clock in the morning? You like not getting feedback from any of your customers? You like people telling you what to do and how to run it and how to work your job, and that you have to meet your goals every day, and that's how we want you to work every day. You're not going to stay there that long, are you? No. So I offered you, let's work in an agile way. Let's work in a way that we work together. You get feedback right away on what you created, and you get some feedback so we can make it better, so that when you can take pride and people aren't coming back and telling you what to do. I'm going to say, what do you think the size wise is? No, it's this. Okay, that's good. We'll go with it. Hey, if you get stuck and you have trouble, call your teammates in. Call me. We'll see if we can't get it. Something blocking you from doing something. Let's see what we can do to fix it together as a group of people, like a team, like we talked about yesterday. You know, that's an agile team. That's what an agile environment's supposed to be about, right? It's not about, oh, we're going to drop code and we're not going to have any idea, but don't worry about it. We're going to drop it as we go. We're going to run tests. We're going to make sure we eliminate as much risk as possible. And on the day we drop it, we make sure we have people here. We will take care of them. We'll have some fun. But we usually don't have any problems because we drop it all the time. We know all the bugs and whistles. We know the integration risks as it goes along. So we really don't do monthly drops, right? Every once in a while, we just make sure we have some people that just monitor, make sure things are good. But we don't have anybody who needs to work weekends because we know what our code drop is. We don't take the system down. It doesn't have to be done. We do have people that work nights, and we alternate the times, right? We take that into account. So that's more of an agile world. What's your world like? I'm just asking. Is it a bitch session? Maybe. Maybe people just complain about everybody else in the world. But that's the kind of environment I want to create for people. I want people to have creativity. I want people to have fun. I want people to enjoy what they do and take pride in their development because they get feedback right away. And with that, I'm going to go, that's Monday. Now think about your job description. Is your job description number 1 or number 2? Number 2. Number 2 is probably the bad part of job description. Number 1, I don't know. But is it good or is it bad? Maybe Agile will help you fix that problem. Anyway, give us a thumbs up if you like it. Yeah, I gotta go blip this guy. And ring the bell if you didn't get a notice. But think about your job, right? Do a job description. What is it really like? Is that what you want? Or you want to try Agile and make it better? With that, have a good day. Enjoy what's left of your Monday. For those starting out, good luck. Go get some coffee. For me, it's a Windows startup day. Yay! Take care. Bye.